Sir King. Welcome to Tofu Alley.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
No beef, just tofu.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Sir King.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king. I love me some Avatar Nation.
Damn! Oh, hell no.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
No beef, just tofu.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are back. So thank you for coming back. I saw Black Strawberry Apple. Thank you for coming back. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a wonderful supporter of the platform, and thank you for being a tofuan. To start it off, if you're just watching this broadcast, it's one of my moderators, Philly T's birthday. What's up, Attach Myself? How you doing? Good to see you. So we just want to wish Philly T a happy birthday week, weekend, month, year. So we're just gonna play our Avatar Nation Tofu Alley birthday tribute song to the one and only Philly T.
I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. Now close your eyes and make that wish. Think about it. And blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it. Hey! Blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it. And blow out your candle, close your eyes.
All right, once again, happy birthday to the birthday girl, Philly T. So, like I said, many memories and enjoy the moment. All right, what's up, Auntie Donna, baby? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. What's up, enjoying life? How's everything? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's get into this. There's no agenda, but there are some things I want to talk about. Look, I've been crazy busy, as you can see, with my infrequent lives that I've been doing. It's just like a lot going on, and like when I like to do commentary about stuff, I like to know what's going on and not do the hit or miss stuff like that. So yeah, things just been kind of crazy on my end. I'm still doing the gym routine and all that other stuff. Nothing's been popping off at the gym at all. I mean, pretty things have been pretty much copacetic and stuff like that. But the balance that I'm trying, or the issue that I'm facing right now, is getting rest, getting to the gym, and then eating right and all that other stuff. So it's not an easy thing, but it is an important thing. So. Keep on keeping on. Because, okay, so then, the reason why I'm stressing that is because, Chocolate Bay, those who've been around know Chocolate Bay was one of the people that was one of the mysterious participants in VS's, I think, a DC Gate vacation, whatever they had going on and all that other stuff. So he was more active back in the day. So those who know him, those who don't know him, because he wasn't around when that whole merger thing happened. So a lot of people, I guess, don't know who he is. But if you do know who he is, he came recently live. I think his channel name is Chocbae, CHOCBAE. Okay, so so he's been having some health issues. He was talking about how he woke up and his heart was palpitating and all that other stuff. He thought it was a bad dream and all that other stuff. And then he went to the hospital and they had a hard time getting it down. and it took him like almost 24 hours to get his heart regular. So he says he's doing a lot of life changes, watching what he eats, what he consumes, and stuff like that. So, he and I mean, do we have issues? Yeah, I think we have. I think he was not a supporter of mine or whatever. But at the end of the day, health is wealth, and we hope that he gets his health together. That's why I encourage y'all to please listen to what your body is talking to you and stuff like that. So, um, you know, best wishes to him. What else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, there's some real world things I want to talk to y'all about first. Okay, so here's the first thing. AI. AI is doing a little bit too much. A little bit too much. This is definitely all hell no to the no moment. So, all hell no to the no.
Oh, hell no.
Definitely so. All right, let me bring this up to y'all real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Did I put that up? Did I load that up? I know I did. Here we go. Bam. It says bizarre AI app lets you text with Jesus and for $2.99 a month. You can even chat with Satan. They said the app called Text with Jesus is designed for devoted Christians seeking a deeper connection with the Bible's most iconic figures, according to its developers.
Oh, hell
You see, they're already doing too much. So now you're going to tell me that you can develop the app and have an AI pretend to be God? That's insane. And then I guess you can switch and see what Satan gonna say to you. This is it's crazy. Even the notion to sit up there and try to develop a program to sit up there and I'm not going to even try to put in the brain power to sit over there, to sit up here and think, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit too much. And like we all know, don't play with God, right? So why these developers decide to play for God for profit, I don't know. But that's one thing is don't play with God. Don't sit up here trying to impersonate him or try to get people to think. And then this is the sneaky thing that they said it's designed for devoted Christians seeking a deeper connection with the Bible's most iconic figures. So I guess they're gonna have a whole plethora of personalities from the Bible, like Mary, Joseph, John. Like that's insane. And then you can even chat with Satan. What the hell? What the? So that's what I'm telling you. I'm not a proponent of AI. I know it has its benefits, and I'm sure its benefits are tremendous. But this is the BS that I'm talking about. This is the BS that I'm talking about that's going to steer us in a deeper situation that we need to be placing ourselves in. Whew. Auntie Donna says, wow. Black Strawberry Apple says, shaking my head. Detach myself says, that's crazy. It's definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. Hold on. No, that's not the one. Yeah, it's insane. It truly is. It's sad. Like what? I mean, what is it gonna tell you? Like, let's see that there's people. Hold on one second, John. Hold on one second. Let's say that there's people who are actually looking to get closer with God or Jesus, and they're in that middle ground. They're in that battle, and they decide to download this app, thinking that they're going to get the proper instruction that's going to assist them. This is very dangerous. I'm not downloading the app. I don't even touch something like that, but it's just scary. It's just scary based on what this thing is going to say. It really is. Y'all bear with me. I gotta take a screenshot of something real quick because I want to share something with y'all. Give me 1 second. I want to share something with y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me just screenshot this real quick if I can. Come on, get out of the way. 4. All right, this is very important. I want to share this with y'all because this is going to have direct ramifications to y'all, and it's really important that y'all know this. I'm sure y'all think that the banks are secure and they care about you and all this other stuff. So I came across this article here, and this is very worrisome. And I'm sharing this with y'all because I do encourage y'all to, if you have money in the bank, to take some of it out and put it somewhere safe or in a safe. Because I came across this article, how safe is your bank? Fitch warns it could downgrade dozens of U.S. firms, including J.P. Morgan Chase and Bank of America. So Fitch is it's called Fitch Ratings. And it pretty much rates the stability of the bank, like which ones are most likely to default, which ones aren't, and stuff like that. It says a Fitch Ratings analyst warned that dozens of banks could be downgraded soon. J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, and State Street could all lose their AA negative ratings. So this is going to be crazy because this affects you. So if they get downgraded one more notch, and what's going to happen is that's going to get out, right? And then people are going to start doing bank runs. And when you say a bank run is, people start taking their money out because they start seeing that a bank has a tendency or inclination to default. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the article here now. Y'all know I rarely read articles, but I think this one is very important for y'all to understand because it involves your money, right? We don't play with our money. Our money is very important. It says J.P. Morgan and Bank of America, the country's two largest banks, may have their credit ratings downgraded by Fitch. One of its analysts has warned. The move could trigger the downgrade of dozens of other banks in turn and the onset of a fresh banking crisis. U.S. bank stocks slid another warning on Tuesday morning. J.P. Morgan and Bank of America share prices were down about 2.5%. By midday, smaller banks felt the heat too. Western Alliance was down around 3%. Fitch Ratings is an agency that ranks banks based on how leveraged they are and the likelihood they could default. It also assesses the health of the U.S. banking sector as a whole. As a whole. The organization's head of the U.S. banks, Chris Wu, told CNBC an onslaught on individual banks might be necessary because its broader evaluation of the banking climate was increasingly bleak. In June, Fitch downgraded the banking sector from AA to AA minus. Wolf said the move went largely unnoticed because it didn't require a downgrade to bank ratings. But if the sector's rating were to drop another notch to A+, that would have implications on individual banks, since there cannot be banks rated higher than the environment they operate in. Okay, so pretty much what they're saying is, look, the banks ain't safe. The banks takes your money and invests it in things that they think can be profitable. Right now, the federal government has raised interest rates. I'm not going to say the federal government, but the Fed has raised interest rates enormously, right? I think it's up to like 5% now. So it makes it harder for people to purchase things, or more expensive for them to purchase cars, property, and things like that, right? So these banks invested in property and commercial real estate. Like a lot of these big financial institutions, they bought up homes and stuff and was trying to turn our society into a rental society and stuff like that. Well, that's blown up in their face now, right? Because nobody's renting, right? Nobody's going to pay a high price for astronomical rent. And nobody's selling their home, right? Because they can't afford to now, if you go into another home, most people require a loan. And this is like the right time to take out a loan on a home because interest rates are significantly high. It was the right time to take out a loan on a home a couple years ago because the interest rate was almost 0 or 0.5%, right? So you weren't really paying much on the interest rate. But right now, people are content to where they are. So that decision by those financial institutions, most of them banks, ain't working out. So, so what I'm basically trying to say is they're downgrading the ratings on these banks. And what's going to happen is it's going to become more scarier to people who are depositing money in their bank in the bank account because it's going to be creating bank runs. So pretty much what I'm saying is get your money and maybe hold on to it because there's some stuff coming down the pipe later this fall. Later this, I'm hearing things. Just be ready because they're going to sit up here and put limits on how much you can withdraw from your bank account. It's your money, right? But they're going to put limits on this. I told you just before. Try to walk up in there and try to deposit. I mean, let's say if you had 100 grand in the bank, try to walk up in there and try to take out 100 grand that day, and see how much they'll let you come out with. Not 100 grand. Is this your money? Yes, but they're going to be like, oh, we need a couple of days for this to happen. You know. So I'm just letting y'all know. Random Crafted Gamer says y'all take no SK's always giving us Drew. Well, hey, there's other people who are saying the same thing, right? But they're not going to share this because they don't want to create widespread panic. But look what happened a few months before. Those smaller banks, especially that one that was out of California, the Silicon Valley Bank or whatever, that all the big people had their money in, and they ran and took that money out, and then the government had to come in and save it and all that stuff. Now we talk about the biggest banks in our country, in our nation, right? Bank of America, J.P. Morgan Chase. So, and a lot of people have accounts with them. So I'm just telling you, just watch it, just prepare, because like I said, something's coming down the pipe. I feel, I hope it does, and I hope things get rectified and stuff like that. But they told y'all when the Federal Reserve raised that interest rate, also they said, the Silicon Valley is going to be hit too because the tech companies take out a lot of loans. So if the interest rate is high on those loans, what's going to happen to them? They may have a higher rate of default. Also, people are going to stop spending. If you got a credit card and you see that this interest rate is affecting the credit, what you going to do? You're going to cut back on your spending. So we'll see. I'm just trying to give y'all a heads up on that. What else? Is there anything else I want to say? Prayers up to the people in Maui. Please pray. I mean, that whole situation is crazy. That situation was crazy. They're talking about power lines contributed to the mass casualty that happened there. That's just insane. That's why it's they say that what's it called, electric company didn't keep the trees cut, which caused down power lines and stuff like that, and that's insane. It really is. It really is insane. Prayers up to the people of Maui, man. That's just insane. They're very spiritual, native people, and they tell the people who are visiting, please stay away. This is not the time to have a vacation and all that. So it's crazy. What's up, Spicy here, Philly? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Randall Crowder Gamer says, but to know better is to do better. You can lead all the horses of warrior. It is up to choose to drink. I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. What's the other thing I want to talk about? Michael Orr. If you remember the story, The Blind Side, you remember this white family adopted this kid. Not this kid. It was a football player who was in high school, and he had to walk this long distance for what the story said. And all that. It was, it was a good story, but it comes out that some things may have not been kosher regarding the whole situation. Looking up the movie, it's a good movie, The Blind Side. It involves Michael Orr. He went to the NFL. It seems as if the family demanded that he sign over something or sign some documents, and he thought that maybe they were adoption papers, but they were actually papers dealing with the conservatorship that gives them rights to, anything, or give basically, remember that whole Britney Spears thing? Pretty much gives them control of his assets and stuff like that. So that's pretty messed up if that whole situation is true. We never know the details, but that's kind of crazy. Probably because they knew the kid was going to be a star or a star football player or whatever. And, that's kind of messed up. Also, San Francisco, we got LA, we got San Francisco. Two of the West Coast cities, absolutely crazy. I encourage y'all to look up in LA. They are taking whole racks of clothing and items out the store. They're not just stealing one item. They're just not stealing two items. They are taking racks of clothes out of these high-end stores. It's insane. Look at the video. It's crazy. In San Francisco, the violence and the homelessness has reached a point to where one building where they were building, like, I guess the most expensive skyscraper or something in San Francisco has stopped building because they don't know if they're going to be able to attract the tenants that they want to their building because of the homelessness and the violence that's going on there. That's insane. It really is insane. Um, it's crazy. Also, Magoo from Timbaland and Magoo. If y'all don't know who that is, that's a group that worked with Missy Elliott. Well, y'all know Timbaland, but Timbaland and Magoo were part of a group. Were the group together. They worked with Missy Elliott and stuff, and Genuine, and I think maybe not gonna say Busta Rhymes, but Genuine. He passed away. Magoo passed away. So prayers up to him. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in this world. It's really crazy. All right, we're gonna take a brief commercial break. Rob, he said, "What's wrong with San Francisco? Why can't they get a lock on that mask? That because it's, you know what I heard, man, Rob. I heard those people that sit on that homeless commission or whatever, they get paid six figures, right? So it's like, why are they incentivized to resolve the homelessness situation when that could, if they get it resolved, then they're gonna lose their money, their job pretty much. So." Um, it's crazy. They're more liberal out there, so they heard that the whole stance of being soft on crime and stuff like that is a situation. Enjoy Life says it's happening everywhere. Yeah, it just seems to be more prevalent out there on the West Coast, but I'm sure it's happening everywhere. I'm sure. I mean, I get tired of the people standing behind me when you go to the self checkout line to see if you're not sneaking or steal anything. Like it's just weird. The world is going in a weird. Well, the United States is going up in a weird direction, right? But yeah, it's just going in a weird direction. They talk. Yeah, they say Joe Biden forgot something today dealing with the Maui situation. Like, it just come on, man. Like, really, it's insane. So, Rob P says that's terrible. With technology these days, you think they could track anyone. Remember I told you about that whole thing? One of the things that they do, Ron P, it was like back in, like, I don't know, 2020, 2021, when they were having those riots out there. What they could do is they could sit there and use the cell phone towers. And your tower, I mean, your phone is pinging to the tower. So they know who did what at a specific time. I mean, they don't tell you all that, but they use the cell phone tower to now that technology, the way in which they've done it, has accidentally got some people caught up because yeah, they were in the vicinity of a crime, but did they commit the crime? No. But when it's a mass thing like that, they can pretty much narrow it down to due to the cell phone ping. Um, so yeah, I mean, you can reverse that what I'm saying, and then But yeah, they got a whole bunch of things, technology to track people and stuff like that. It's just they don't tell us about it. But like I said, they use the cell phone towers to ping you. Your cell phone gets off a ping. So if they see a whole bunch of people in a place at a certain point in time, then they can just use that. What do they call it? It was a reverse something, a reverse search warrant. That's what it was. A reverse search warrant. I think that's what it was. Let's see, Tiffany Black. What's up, Tiffany Black? How you doing? Very weird. It's very strange that those Chinese and Russian ships were sitting in U.S. waters. Well, I did hear that Cuba is allowing them to dock off their coast. But Tiffany Black, there is something weird going on. Like, I just feel like there's something brewing. I just have this innate feeling that there's something brewing, and I'm sure people, obviously people who are, there's just something going on. Like, you know, there's just something weird going on. You know, it just don't feel right. It's just don't. And I feel, to be honest, Tiffany Black, I feel like our enemies are uniting to take us, you know, what I mean. So I just feel like, and we're like blase, or maybe we're not blase, but I'm just sitting here like, if you read into the whole BRIC situation and the digitized things that they're trying to do to take away the power from the U.S. dollar. Now you got this whole interest rate situation, and our banks about to default. It's like they're trying to take away our economic power. And I just hope that the people at the top know what the hell's going on and not be, reactive and just proactive, right? It's just interesting. Right, Tiffany, I totally agree. So Tiffany versus China is coming for us along with Russia, right? I totally agree, right? Because, China is pissed at the fact that we had that CHIP Act, right? The CHIP Act pretty really set them back, in terms of where the terrorism, the timeline that they were in, right? And then Russia is pissed too because of the whole Ukraine situation. Like, I don't understand. Like, I want to sit up here and say, Joe Biden, are you going to give as much assistance that you gave to the Ukraine as to as much assistance to Maui or more? There's something going on there. Really, something. And trust me, Tiffany Black, you got to remember, Saudi Arabia don't like us either. There's a lot of people that feel that we've done them wrong. So it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. We're sitting up here. Like, how can we be a country that allows other countries to purchase land in our country? Like, it's weird. Our money ain't good money. Like, I'm like, okay, so if they can purchase, I'm just thinking, if they can purchase land in our country, what's not to say that they build a home and are able to send in their people? You know what I mean? It's like inviting your enemy into your house. Like, who does that? Weird. It's just weird. It's just crazy. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Tony Black says it's too bold for them to come into our waters. You know what I'm thinking, Tiffany Black? Nobody wants to be the one to cause the next war. Right. The whole debt game is crazy too. No one wants to be the one. I feel there's a lot of acts of being provoked going on, but no one wants to be, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Once you take that step to war, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, let's be honest, we don't know what the U.S. got. We don't know what the U.S. got. China probably don't know what the U.S. got, and who. It's like you don't know, right? Like, it's like a bully in high school, right? You can sit up here and say, "All right, I'm gonna punch the bully. 'Cause I'm tired of messing with me," but you don't know what's going to happen after you punch that bully. And I feel that's the situation they got. They're like, the U.S. They got some shit up their sleeve, you know. And they're, oh, okay, you want to play? Let's play. You gave us the reason now to play. Because I feel the U.S. don't want to sit up here and do something that will have the whole world against it. I feel they already, we don't have the best rep. But then I feel China and what's the other one? China and Russia don't want to sit up here and say, "Oh shit, they don't wiped us out and now they own us." You know, so it's a lot of restraint being shown on both sides. So he said the U.S. sent 4 destroyer ships to tell them to leave our waters. And also, that might be something they doing to fleece us. You know how what they do? They want to see what you got, right? So they do actually provoke. What's called provocation, or they try to provoke you to see what you got. So they gonna say, okay, this is how they could potentially respond. Or they responded with 4 destroyers. So they do that kind of stuff to like prepare for the next level of hostile acts. So I don't know. I'm not a general. I'm not a war analyst. I don't know. You said the U.S. has flying cars ready for them for battle. It's just and then even if they say like the war, it's not going to be a war. It's going to be a cyber war, right? It's a cyber war. That's what I feel. Let's see. You said for random says for a first world country, we've been acting nice, just fine. I just feel like once you start talking about the nuclear stuff, there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that. Like you're going to decimate people and land for years after, right? So you gotta be careful what you hit or what button you press, and is it worth it? Because there is no coming back. There's no rewind. There is no do over doing that. So that's why I think like they've been very patient, you know. So right, exactly right. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I tell y'all to be ready. Be ready with food, water, money. I don't even think if you get in those kind of times, money is not going to even matter, to be honest. Because who gonna have a cash register ready to exchange? I just think we're gonna enter into a bartering system where you're gonna have canned goods, money, canned goods and water and supplies like that. Because money is not gonna. I mean, what you gonna do when you don't have no electricity? All I can say is I feel something's going on. That's all I can say. So, anything else? Just prepare. Just keep your ear to the news. That's why YouTube is a great resource. I feel you can hear things and see things. And, it's not going to get that big traction, but we can at least be put on point or on notice. Ability to the hospital in my area just suffered a major cyber attack. People are able to get their medications. But I'm telling you, it's not the boom boom bang bangs. It's the cyber stuff that's going to affect. Like I told you that one time, the Wi-Fi something wasn't working, right? And then nobody was able to make any purchases. So I don't know. Oh no! Tiffany Black says Rat gave China Yellowstone National Park. Yeah, somehow like that. Crazy. What's up, Soul Sister #1 show? How you doing? Soul Sister wishing Philly T a happy birthday. Woo. Randall says Korea had it out for us too. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as something jumps off, break into a Jewish store is cost. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, we're going to take a brief commercial break, and then we're going to get into news that you absolutely cannot use. And the break we're going to use is saying happy birthday to Philly T. We'll be right back.
I want to say happy birthday to you. And blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it, hey! Blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it, and blow out your candle, close your eyes.
All right, once again, happy birthday to Philly T. Um, okay, so last part I'm gonna talk about is real world thing is this electric car stuff thing. I'm not a big fan of computers and cars and stuff like that. I just feel like if you ever watch that movie Transformers, I can't remember which one it is, but they had all them cars that were like how can I say it? They were all computerized. They had computer in them. I just feel like if someone nefarious knows how to do what they need to do, they can control the cars. Right? It's just weird. And then this last thing we're gonna get into the beef sector news is they have self driving taxis. I read this article, I saw it on 60 Minutes in San Francisco and stuff like that. Right? So self driving taxi, whatever. So they got the green light to go ahead and you can go and you can hail a self driving taxi. Nobody in the car, nothing like that. So that's kind of crazy. But they now are saying people are having sex in the self driving cars. The self driving. I'm like, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing for people and advance them. Like that's crazy. Imagine you trying to sit up there and get a self driving taxi to get to work, and you see people's intimate moment remnants in the back of the car. Like that is just that's nasty. That's nasty. And I don't think those things are going to stay long because people don't know how to act, right? They don't know how to act. I mean, what happens when somebody throws something in the back of the car? How does the car know? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, Tilly Black says, these two little white boys hacked a lady's car years ago and ran her into a pole. Wow. Damn. Yeah, that's my concern, man. Tiffany Black. That really imagine. Well, I'm not going to say that, but imagine if someone was to do that to a popular, you know, car, and it affected a lot of cars all at one time, right? Imagine Tiffany. You know how people can drive without autonomously, without having the car do it, and they just sit up there playing on their phone. Imagine if somebody was to do that and have the thing go offline and crazy. Like, I just, oof. I don't know. Yeah, the future is here, and the future is scary around here because there's always going to be nefarious people, But that's why you got to believe in God. That God needs you. All right, let's get into the news that you absolutely cannot use. Yeah, I remember you saying that before, Tiffany Black. Jake Smith, Wolverine, how you doing? This is Wolverine, y'all. How you doing, Wolverine? Electric cars may be the solution to slow down the global warming. Have you noticed that no one's been talking about global warming? It's fake. Yeah, they are feeling the heat. I was thinking the other day, I think and y'all may say I'm crazy, but I think there's a machine. Because I was standing outside one day, and all of a sudden, it seemed as if the temperature went up a little bit higher. You could say the rotation of the sun did it, but it just seemed like I'm like, what if someone? Because they said that we can control the weather. And I was like, what if they had somehow, some way, knew or had a means to turning up the temperature? You know, I was just, I don't know. We have to see. Tiffany Black says, "Harp can create the weather." Yep, I'm sure. It just didn't feel natural, the natural increase in heat. It seemed as if like somebody had turned up a dial and then it was hotter than it was a few minutes ago. And it just did not feel natural. I don't know. That may be just me speculating, and Jay Smith is saying electric cars may be a solution to slow down this global warming. Yeah, but it also could be a hacker's dream as well. All right, so let's get into this beef sector news. Let's talk about the whole Dovie eviction, or whatever you want to call it. As y'all know, I was on that panel when that whole thing was going down with Just Read My Book. I know W has made videos after that. I don't know. I don't know what she said, but I want to give my perspective on what I feel from that situation with W. Right? And Just Read My Book. Okay. The W situation is sad because there's someone in this 50 years old, and I'm not bashing her. It was just a wake up call. It was like, damn, she's in this predicament from jumping from here to there to everywhere. Like she said, she can't be with the other place because of the young kids and stuff like that. And now she's over there with Just Read My Book. I feel Just Read My Book wants somebody to take care of her for whatever her medical condition is, or whatever it is. And I feel like Dovey is lost. Dovey is sitting over here, don't know where she's gonna be from day to day. Right? She don't know. She don't know where she's gonna be from day to day. And when I was on the panel, it seems to me that Dovey's done this before. Dovey sitting over there saying she couldn't stand the woman, but I felt that Dovey saw that a place that she could to chill for a moment while she gets things together. Now she said she had 2 weeks before the other place was to get ready. But I'm like, Dovey, you I guess in North Carolina somewhere, how your place is gonna be ready in 2 weeks and you're not even a resident of the state? Then y'all may have the answers that I don't know, right? Because I've been following this while I can because I've been busy, but I'm trying to stay informed. But she's a resident of Florida, so you telling me she's going to go back down to Florida? Like I'm just perplexed at the situation. But what tells me is Dovey is not new to this because Dovey seemed like she was fine sitting outside and all this other stuff. The lady was screaming up a storm. It seemed like that did not bother her. That let me know that she had been in other contentious situations in the past, right? Where, because like I said, she didn't have no anxiety. It seemed to me that she was cool, and then when she got back in the house, she seemed happy because now she was able to get her a cool cup of water with ice. I'm like, really? Like I would have been so agitated. And then they said the police have been called twice or 3 times. I don't think it was a play. At first, I thought maybe it was a play. But one thing you don't do is you don't involve police in a play. But like I said, maybe Dovey had been through this so many times, she knew that if no hands were thrown, then the police were not going to sit up there and take no one to jail. Once violence had been exchanged, then maybe she knew, okay, then somebody was going to jail. Like maybe she wanted it to escalate because if Just Read My Book had put hands on Dovey, then what? Just Read My Book would be the one being taken to jail, and therefore Dovey would have the place all to herself. Even though, and then on top of that, the whole situation with the cat and the cat urine and the panty liners and all this other stuff. I feel like they were both trying to take advantage of each other. And that's what happens when you try to take advantage of each other. It don't work out. But Dovey, like I said, I don't know. I felt like Dovey was trying. I'm not gonna sit here and say don't use the term squat, but I felt Dovey wasn't trying to squat, but she was trying to sit, and she was trying to sit down in that lady's place until she got things together. Because you gotta understand, William Carruthers was involved with Just Read My Book. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, the way I felt like there may have been some intimacy there. There may have been some attraction there. I felt to some degree. Now did they do anything? No, no. But I felt like the way the conversation was going, there was definitely some attraction. And maybe Dovey knows this. If you are intimate or pretend to be interested, then you know some people may keep you around, right? And like I said, they was talking about for someone to see your panty liners, you definitely feel comfortable because I mean, You're not gonna let nobody see your underwear if you don't feel comfortable with them around, you know? But there's a lot to that situation. Last I heard, I think W was very smooth with it, right? W knew not to come right out and advertise their cash out because then people be like, "Oh, it's a scam! It's a scam! It's a scam! It's a scam!" But I gathered the sense once she started saying, "Oh, it's getting dark out here. Oh, it's getting," because I was about to say I said this is about to turn into a tentathon because it would. Hey, listen, if W had to sit out there on that porch in a tent, I'm sure everybody would have tuned in to see what the hell was going on, right? But I knew it was getting there when she said it was dark and she couldn't get her medication and all that. And she couldn't get her medication. I was like, okay, here are the cash apps gonna flow in because people are gonna say, hey, can you send me your cash app and stuff like that so we can get you a hotel room? And that's eventually what happened. Now, like I said, I don't know what's happened after that. She seems to be very happy. Last I heard, she was in a hotel room. When that money runs out, what you gonna do? See what I'm saying? So it's just sad to see a person they consider elderly. I don't know in that situation, moving from here to there. Now, she says she got a place going in 2 weeks, but we'll see. Bear with me, y'all. I gotta take a break. I'm coughing. Hold on.
I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. Now close your eyes and make that wish. Think about it. And blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it, hey! Blow out your candle, close your eyes and make that wish, think about it, and blow out your candle, close your eyes.
All right, and we're back. Excuse me. Somebody Black says W knows. I'm shaking my head. Yeah, but to involve another person to the point where just read my book was screaming and yelling and all that, it was just weird. And then the one weird part was when she finally made it back in the house, and then W was like, "Do you want me? Do you want me?" Now I'm like, "Wait a minute." Usually you say, "Do you want a piece of me? Do you want a piece of me?" That was weird to me. And then who knows if they were running the play together? I don't know, but it was very interesting to say the least. All right, the next thing I want to move on to, okay, hold on, let's go back to that. It's just very interesting, like how people meet up on social media. And I know there's been very successful meetups, but I don't think there's been successful stays where people have stayed a long duration with one another. Yeah, I heard that Dirty Laundry that the door wasn't really locked. So, yeah, yeah. So, but then Dirty Laundry that makes me think, um, so were they both in it, right? Because if you're saying that the door is locked, I'm gonna bust out the door. Says no, it's not. The door is not locked. You come in anytime you want, unless y'all run the plane together, right? But maybe just read my book has answered that question. I don't know. Like I said, I've been off and on, so we'll see. Philly T says, I have a feeling that jumps from house to house. It's a pattern she knows how to maneuver down while she will. Exactly. Exactly. I said, you feel, because let me just tell you something. People started screaming around me and I'm outside, I'm locked out, and I can't get to my, my essentials and stuff. I'm gonna start getting a lot of anxiety. I'm gonna get, excuse me, I'm gonna get a lot of anxiety. So it was just, how comfortable she felt. It's like homeless people. You can't really shake a homeless person because they pretty much been through everything. They've been at people assaulting them and yelling at them and things like that. And that's how I kind of felt Doe was, because she was so cool, calm, and collected about the whole situation. So it's crazy. Let me see what y'all said. Dirty Laundry said she checked the door on live and it was locked while the police were talking to her. It's on video. But then you just said it was unlocked. Oh, the door really was locked. That's what you said. I believe that it was locked. But dirty laundry. I mean, we could. We all know how to fake a lock, unlocked door and be an art. So what's up, Sophia? As always, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope all is well. All right. So about the whole situation, let me go back to the whole thing about excuse me, meeting people on social media. That's crazy to me that you feel comfortable to meet people on social media. Now I understand business is fine, but staycations, that's kind of crazy to me. Because you don't know these people temperament and what takes them off and who they affiliated with. It's crazy. So but I guess like I said, when you don't have nowhere, no place to go, you put up with anything. So I mean, it's just sad. If you look at it, it's just sad because how many plays is Dovie gonna run? Like Dovie didn't even know her damn cash out because she had so many. Like so it's sad. It's sad. Mm. We were having a conversation. It's kind of sad because excuse me, a lot of seniors getting pushed out of where they live because of rent increase and all the other stuff. But I know there's certain senior programs and stuff like that. But it's very interesting. It was the whole situation. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Jay Wilson. I know he had an issue, and I don't know particular, but I think he had an issue with uppity, and I may be wrong, using some very choice words to against his community or whatever. Excuse me, against his community. But I'm like, how can a man? I mean, how can we people expect to and don't? When I say this, don't take it the wrong way, right? But how can you expect us to care more for your community than you do? Like you won't even say that you're gay. So how do you expect us to care for the gay community when you yourself, Jay Wilson, Jay Weasel, Junk Punk Easel, can sit up there and not even say that you are a gay man? You sit up there and say that you're a self-identifying, what's it called, same gender loving person. What the hell is that? Grow some balls and sit up there and say what you are before coming at people and demanding that they respect your community. Now, if she said those words, that's wrong. Obviously, that's wrong. But for you to sit up here and never say what you are, but expect us to respect what you are, it's just asinine to me. It really is. It really is. And that's one of the hallmarks that I had. Then he sat up there in one of his lives, and he was either it was he was either mocking. I guess I don't know if Uppity has a developmentally delayed child, but he was sitting up there trying to mock her child or Rita's child because he brought Rita into the situation and Baby J. So he was sitting up there mocking. Either way, it's wrong. The developmentally child of Uppity and or Rita, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? Do you have no PC awareness of how to be politically correct? It's just insane. So, Dirty Laundry says SK take your vitamins, stay hydrated because the C cases are on the rise. Yes, I heard that too, and I heard that the new C cases is not as the symptoms are not as apparent. So yeah, please wear your mask, y'all. Please take care. I do need to get some water real quick. So on that note, I'm gonna I'm going to commercial break, and I'm gonna get some liquids in my body because I need to listen to Dirty Laundry, who's actually giving me some clean advice. All right, we'll be right back. Right back. Hold on, y'all. We'll try. Give me one second. We'll be right back.
Sir King. Welcome to Tofu Alley.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
No beef, just tofu.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Sir King.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king. I love me some Avatar Nation.
All right, we're back. We're back. Thank you. Thank you. So we're back. Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, that's interesting. I wanted to talk about something real quick that I saw. So, the whole Jay Wilson situation, I think that's kind of cowardly that you're asking people to, like I said, respect your community, whatever, but you won't even say what you are, same gender, but whatever that is. You can't say what you are. I still even haven't forgotten about that clip that I need to play. That's why I live is still sitting up there that I was going to do on his AS. Just as a reminder. But I also want to talk about this when I saw Brianna on that clip. That whole Nina Gogoli situation, because when it was actually transpiring, I was gonna go live, but it's just that whole thing pisses me off because they're playing. They as black women obviously have a predominantly audience of black women, but them over there as black women are always demanding and commanding respect, and they're even sitting up there caping for a woman that I feel is not black, and if she is, she's not internally, consciously, she's not a black woman. Because things that she was saying, I own you, wash my feet, and all this other stuff. Like you don't say those kind of things just because they don't resonate with us. They don't resonate with us. Right? And we only want to say that due to the history of what our people have been through. And then they keep saying, "Oh, I've seen her like Brianna. What have you seen? What have you seen, Brianna?" We all know you said that you like to tell a lie and spread it. You said that. So we can't trust you, right? You said you saw an arm. What did you see? A mannequin arm? Oh, because she don't play those kind of games. And she gets a rise out of just saying the most disrespectful, racist things about black people. Like you just your soul, your mouth don't like you she sits there, she sounds like she sit around a whole bunch of KKK members all day. And then comes on live and says those things. It's weird. It is the most weirdest thing. It's aggravating because it's like you're throwing shit in all our faces. Even though you're trying to go after Roddy Q, you're saying the stuff that affects a good majority of us because we're all pretty much black around here. And then you just I'm just gonna skip along, and you don't even pick up on black social cues, which lets me know that you aren't what you say you are. And then when what's her name, Lady Nika? Oh, I see what you seen, Lady Nika. What you seen, Lady Nika? That's why I don't like when they say it. They can never tell you what they seen of her. They can't. It's weird. It's just weird. It lets me know that she is, and like I said, if she is who she says she is, I feel sorry for her. Because she wants to be something that she would never ever be. Even if she was to dye herself in motherfucking hot bleach, she would still not be what she wants to be because then she'll be a motherfucking burnt albino looking witch. Right? Right? It's weird. And then they entertain that, and then she says those things like when they having a debate, she sat up there and was trying to imitate a black. She was trying to actually. She didn't know Pizarro had said something, and the person was trying to bring order to the panel. It was actually Pizarro. So out of instinct, she sat up there and tried to imitate the person who said it, which was a black woman. And she was actually imitating, like I said, imitating what a black woman sounds like, but doing so facetiously. It was just very nerve wracking to sit there. I mean, I don't have to sit there, but to see that other black people are being like having that crap thrown in their face. So it's crazy. Let me see. People act differently. You said people act different when they become when they live. Well, people act different when they become when they live with you. I think she might be a little bit behind. It's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. And she said, "Oh, I love to ruffle Ronnie Q's feathers." You're not ruffling Ronnie Q's feathers. You're ruffling the feathers of other people. Talk about you. I own you. Wash my feet. What kind of bullshit is that? Like for real. Like find another joke or something. You know? Anyway. The whole Kiki and Optimus Prime situation. Look, it's weird that people are coming on using this apparatus to find love. I'm like, have y'all screwed up all the relationships in y'all real life to sit up here? And I'm not gonna dog Optimus because I don't know him. He ain't never said nothing bad about me that So I'm gonna keep the jokes and the shade and all that other stuff to myself about him. But I don't think he felt very confident. Excuse me, what's confident? Very confident in his appearance because it wasn't what he, you know, portrayed himself as. Now, I do feel like he may have looked like that picture at one point in time, but he got heavier over time, and he's carrying that because that maybe was his highest height, his highest day of when people were attracted to him. You know, but like I say, there's remedies to that, right? Go to the gym. And let me just say this: it ain't easy to go to the gym because some people may have physical limitations. He may have bad knees or whatever, or who knows. So I don't know. What you say? You going to keep it to myself? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna dog that man out. I heard they would call him Fat Albert and all this stuff. I'm not. Listen, if you don't do that to me, I'm very conscientious. I don't have nothing me giving me a reason to make fun of you. I'm sure he's not happy of hearing the commentary that's transpired from this whole situation with Kiki. But I will tell him to be very careful with Kiki because Kiki's got another switch. And when she get crazy, she'll get crazy. And that's a woman, and I hate to say this, but that's a woman that will really get a man in trouble. Because she will make false allegations against a man to get her revenge against the man. If you read between the lines, like she will say things that a man did to her that he didn't really do if he pissed her off. Like she's got that other alter ego, and we see it. So you said Octavius, what? Oh, Octavius. Well, you got to understand, Sophia. I'm thinking of the Transformers. The character in the Transformers, Optimus Prime. I'm like, why are you calling him down saying Prime? But I guess, yeah, Octavius. My bad, my bad. I was thinking of Transformers, so my bad. Their self says his height and his weight is okay, but I'm biased when it comes to big guy. He isn't fat, he's husky. Yeah, he is. And then y'all was talking about his upper male chest. Now they were talking about Jay Wilson. Mm. See, the thing is, Jay Wilson ain't got that height on him, so he ain't got no excuse. Like I said, Jay Wilson seems like he's got a year-long subscription to Victoria's Secret for all connection. I'm not gonna say nothing about Optimus Prime because I don't know that man, and that man ain't ever say anything about me. But Jay Wilson, like I said, he got a subscription to the fall collection of Victoria's Secret. If you know what I mean. So, mm-hmm. But other than that, what you said mental illness is real. Where did that come from? What's I want to say? And this Kiki, this is Kiki new boyfriend. That lady cray. That lady cray. See, I wish she would have seen her prior to the merger. Then he would know to stay the hell away from her. But he's entrapped because he's looking at the aesthetics and all that other stuff and lustful tendencies. And you'll learn. Cray. The newest Transformer movie. You thought it was good? JLC, all I could remember was machines jumping on left, right, front, and center, fighting, kicking. Now the baddest thing was that scene with Mirage, that scene, that was a cool ass, that was a good scene. But all I kept seeing was machines jumping over each other, fighting, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Like John Wick 3. I'm like, damn, John Wick, how many people you gonna fight that's gonna be the same people? Like, but yeah. So that's pretty much all I got for y'all. That's all I pretty much wanted to say. I thank y'all for being here, being in tune, and everything. You said I love the movie. Which one? Transformers. John Wick sucked. Yeah. So which one did you love? Yeah, it seemed like they just kept doing the same thing over and over in John Wick. Sorry if I'm spoiling anything. I do want to see Blue Beetle, but listen, y'all. I have to be honest with y'all. I am now, if y'all know this company, I'm gonna just say this to be honest with y'all. I feel the stock market is rigged. I know it's rigged. You said Transformers. I have to go back and watch it again. A lot of times I have to go back and watch the movies to really appreciate them. It's just the last one. It just kept jumping all over the place. It was just kind of repetitive to me, maybe. But I have to go back and watch it. So let's get into this whole thing about. I'm just gonna share this with y'all. I feel the stock market. Well, I don't feel. I know the stock market is rigged. And I didn't. When people said that, I just thought that was people being negative because investments didn't go their way. Excuse me. So this company named AMC, y'all probably know. Y'all probably go to the movie theater and watch our movies there. And I've been watching, I've been following because of the connection it has with a lot of us. It was almost about to go out of business because of the pandemic. A lot of investors, people invested in the company to save it, right? But also it was on the verge of exploding because you can intentionally, I'm not going to get into the technical analysis of this, but you could also short a company, meaning you could bet on a company value going down and going into bankruptcy. So they shorted it, and then they found it's like I said, you got to do your research. But these investors, found a way to, go against the shorting of the company. They didn't want the company to be shorted because they wanted to keep the company alive. The CEO wound up sitting up around here as we kept supporting it. They wound up, for what I'm understanding, I would say taking money, but as the company stock prices was rising, they sold while pretending as if they were holding, which is crazy, right? A lot of the shareholders did not want them to dilute. When we say dilute, that means pretty much issuing more shares out on the open market, to which pretty much affects the price of the stock, which decreases the price of the stock. A lot of shareholders who saved the company from bankruptcy were their wishes were just like not heard, pretty much. And the company pretty much went around ways to not listen to the shareholders and all that stuff. And every time the company was primed to increase, the shareholder, the CEO will come and say something negative, right? Oh, we need more liquidity. When I say liquidity, that means money. Oh, we need more money. Oh, we're on the edge of bankruptcy in 2024, 25. But you're hurting your shareholders. So I say all that to say is like I'm not a proponent of Wall Street. There's some great opportunities there, yes, but things are controlled. I feel and not authentic, right? And the reason why I'm getting into this conversation is because we're talking about movies, and I'm really sitting up here wondering if I would ever support AMC again because I feel like he did a lot of people dirty. People bought the stock at 30, 50, 60, $70, and he drove or allowed the price, I feel, to be driven down to what it is right now, like $3 or $4. Um, so I don't know. I mean, there's some other movie theaters out there, but I just be careful. Watch your investments, y'all. Like I told you, who knows? Do you don't even know if it's gonna be a 401k in a couple of years? You know what I mean? Like they told us to invest our money in 401k, but those are anticipated projections of returns, not guaranteed projections of return. Right? We're about to go into a recession. Well, they say we're not going to go into a recession. Well, how do you know that? And you're putting your money in something. Like when you invest, you're pretty much giving a like I wouldn't say a loan, right? Is it really a loan? You're pretty much allowing them to borrow your money to do whatever they want to do. So to see that CEO take our money and find ways to lessen it while he still gets paid he still get paid money. He took a $17 million bonus, right? Or I don't know, 10 million, I don't know, some huge bonus. To if a company's on the verge of bankruptcy, why are you taking a huge a salary package like that? So I don't know. Soul Sister says that was written the wrong way. It was supposed to say when meeting someone online and you ask them to move in with you, they can act differently after they move in. I totally agree. I totally agree. Our space is sometimes sacred, and when other forces intrude on that, spirits intrude and collide. It might be the littlest thing of seeing something in the refrigerator that they like that you don't like, right? Or that they drinking up your chocolate milk and not replacing it. Or if they do replace it, your chocolate milk is not there when you want it to be there. Two people said, I doubt that AMC was ever on the verge of bankruptcy. They just did a big deal with choosing and 100 million people. Right. It's not that. They're not on the verge of bankruptcy at all. He's saying that, though. The verge of 24, 25. How do we know what's going to happen in 24, 25? They just came off one of the best weekends ever. But what he's doing is he's saying that to negate people from investing in the company because for some reason, some weird thing is going on where he wants the stock price to go lower. Who the play is? I don't know. It's just weird. It's a lot of people involved in this play. I think they let it get out of control. They said that the play is so big that it could potentially tank the economy because those who bet against the company would have to close out their shit. It's a whole big mess, and it's the masses protecting their own. So, what's up, Heavy Bear? I know you weren't a strong proponent of me back in the day too. So, I'm glad to see you change your ways for 4 hours. When it comes to dating, looks isn't everything. True, but initially it is, right? Initially it is, but looks fade though. To be honest, looks fade. But you're right. When it comes to it isn't everything. But in our society it is. Instagram is the same way. You go to Instagram, it's about what you look like. Pretty privilege. Right? That's what they call it, right? Pretty privilege. The Chosen. Oh, sorry. Said the Chosen. The Chosen renewed their deal, and the new film is scheduled in AMC for theaters this Friday. Yeah, he's just saying things to push. It's like Tiffany Black. I just encourage you to research the whole thing. It's kind of crazy, As people shorten the company, he's doing things to shorten the company to help dilute its value. Who knows whose hands are in his pocket that he has to answer to, or who's incentivizing him to do the opposite of the shareholders. Tons of shareholders. And then he developed some damn thing called ape. I knew the ape was no good because when the first thing started taking off, he was very adamant not to reference the supporters who saved the company as ape. I remember it to this day because I was listening to what they call it, a shareholder call, and he was he's like, no. And I think when he said no, he was thinking of it from a marketing standpoint, like you don't want to reference yourself as a gorilla or something like that. But then he did it. He said, and I said, I said, that's not right. Something is going on. And that from that day on, I knew something was amiss because Tiffany Black, we can't even get an accurate share count. We've been asking for an accurate share count to this day. He still has not put one out because if he did it, he would know that there's fake shares of his company being sold out on the public market. So he hasn't done it. So it's just he's not how can I just choose the right word? He's not an ethical CEO. Not saying doing things unethical, but he's not ethical, meaning that he's not a diligent CEO. He's not sitting up here addressing the concerns that people have about his company, about fake shares and stuff like that. He says AMC better be showing the trophy because I'm waiting patiently for February. I haven't checked that out. Oh Lord. Yeah, and like I said, other people's got their hands in his pocket. That's why I tell people, be careful what you wish for. You can sit up here and say, "Oh, I want my son to be CEO of a company," but yeah, you don't know what's going on with the people behind the scenes. Like they had a whole court case recently, and the lady was sitting up here like, "No, I can't approve this because this." Then she come back a couple of days later talking about, "Oh, she approves this," and we like, "Okay, wait a minute, this is a complete 180 of what you said before." So I don't know. I just think like, be careful what you ask for and because everything is corrupt. I don't know. It seems that way. It just seems like I was thinking the other day. You go to church, right? It's like you go to church and it just seems like the most successful people are the most unethical people, like those who don't do what the Lord says. How can you sit up here and say, "Oh, I go to church," but you're cheating hardworking Americans out of their investment? Like I don't understand that. Like I just don't understand that. Like the most successful, and I understand. Don't get me wrong. Sure, there are some great ethical people out there, but at the end of the day, like I never understood when you watch those movies, like with the gangs, mostly in the Cali gangs. They always doing the sign of the cross. They got the Virgin Mary. They got Jesus. They're praying, and then they do a drive by, and I'm like, what? Like I just never understood that. Like how you go take God's children, but pray right before you do it. You praying that you don't get hit, but you hitting somebody else. It's just weird, and I just feel like I come to the sense of just give me something that I can support myself with, and I can get into heaven. Because you can say, when they say at the end of the day, you will have to give an account. So Lord will ask you, why did you decide or make a decision that could hurt millions of impoverished people? Oh, because it was great. It was great for my team to get their bonus. What? Like I feel that we're tested. Sophia says the Crips and the Bloods. Yeah. Mhm. Soul Sister wants Tiffany. Tiffany says, "Who plays in the Chosen?" It's a religious movie. So yeah, that's my little tirade, y'all. I don't know anything else. I mean, if anything I have to leave y'all with is to make sure you check your bank accounts. Um, Just watch that, man, because things are getting a little bit dicey around here. Because they're gonna start. I feel they're gonna start limiting funds. If I was y'all, I always would keep a case or two, or maybe more of water on deck, and a plethora of canned goods, because who knows what's gonna happen. Uh, and wear your mask. Please wear your mask. I still think, like I said, like there's something out there, So wear your mask, you know, and don't trust technology. Because if you coming in late, they said that you could talk to the Lord and Lucifer. Can y'all believe this? Bizarre AI app lets you text with Jesus for $2.99 a month. And you can even chat with Jesus Christ. Can you believe that? The nerve, the nerve, the nerve, the nerve. The nerve. All right. Well, with that being said, if y'all want to, feel free to send a gesture to $ Circle Crown. Hopefully, this is some news that you can use in your real life. Once again, happy birthday to Philly T. Remember this, to be the change you want to see in the world, and to take care of your health. Health is a gift that you only get once. So make sure you cherish it if you can. So, on that note, I'm out of here. Thank you to my wonderful moderators until 4. So once again, happy birthday to Philly T. I appreciate all my moderators and all that you do for the channel. And I'm gonna try to come on more often, even if it's for like 5-10 minutes to talk about things that I see. And sometimes it can't be an hour, 30, 2 hours. Because things are crazy. So crazy busy. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Make sure you take care and be the change you want to see in the world. And have a good day. That's what I can say. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna head on out of here. We're gonna play the birthday video tribute to Philly T. And I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.
I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. I wanna say happy birthday to you. I wanna say happy birthday to you. Yeah. Now close your eyes and make that wish. Think about it and blow out your candle. Close your eyes and make that wish. Think about it, hey. Blow out your candle. Close your eyes and make that wish. Think about it and blow out your candle.
All right, we out of here, y'all. Thank you, Sophia's Oasis. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.